Hello, beautiful birdies. I've got some news. Well, at least I think I have news. Hi, I'm Stormcrow, and I'm about to play. We're gonna color. We're gonna color some pixels. It's been a little bit since I've colored some pixels, so I'm going to. And well, I mean, yeah, I guess I have some news for you. I've got a bit of an upgrade. I know I haven't been live for a little while. I'm so sorry. And for any of you who are very, very keen and noticeable, yes, I am missing my bird. I broke my bird again. This happens often. It's just the shape of it tends to get caught on things, so I need to get a new thing again. We'll take care of that. But I've got some news. Most importantly, I've made some upgrades or changes. This I'm going to turn down just a little bit. Don't need it to be too loud for me. For you, probably don't notice much of a difference. But we had some work done at the house recently, so that led to this is a big one. Fantastic. Had some work done recently at the house, which led to I went and rebalanced my audio, and I added in, which I'm pretty excited about. You may notice that the sounds, the music, gets a little quieter. Gets a little quieter whenever I talk. I set up some sidechain ducking on my microphone, which is pretty neat, I think. I think it's pretty neat. I'm quite excited about it, because now I should be quite more hearable than before, without having to turn the sounds down quite so much. So, we are first of all going to test that out right here, right now, while coloring some pixels, because I haven't done that for a little bit. And then, I'm not actually sure what I'm going to be doing yet. Haven't decided what else I'm doing, but there's a few things that I want to get done this weekend. I don't have any children here this weekend, which is a little sad, because it means I'm going to have a very quiet house. But it does give me an opportunity to take my dogs out to the dog park, so I may in fact do that. We'll see. In other news, I have other upgrades coming as well. Other upgrades to the stream. Most notably, to me anyways, how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? I sort of want to go, like, outside in, is what I feel like I want to do. Sort of want to go outside in. I don't know if you have any guesses based on what you're able to see on the screen here. I have not a clue what to expect from this picture at this point. But anyways, I have a few other upgrades coming, which I'm rather excited about. I have a monitor on the way. I've been waiting for this monitor, for a good opportunity to get this monitor, and for it to go on sale, and it has. So I'm getting a new monitor. And if it works the way I want it to, then I might be getting another one or two. We'll see. We will see. I have made a couple changes to my... Well, okay. There's a lot of things to go over. I've also changed my mouse speed, my DPI, as they call it, dots per inch. I've changed my mouse speed a little bit, so I need to... so this is a good opportunity to, get used to that and how that feels. It is a little bit faster than it was before, and that's okay. In fact, I could still I can still turn this down. Which is still, I think, a little bit faster. Is that right? Did I change that as well? I don't know. I've got like 5 different settings possible on my mouse. Or maybe even more. I'm only using 4 of them. Though 2 of them are rarely used. But yeah, okay. We'll move on to we'll move on to do a little bit of 4 here. Why not? A little bit of 3 here. Alright, so I've made a couple changes to my audio settings. I've made a couple changes to my mouse as well. I have a new monitor on the way soon. There's lots to be excited about. And I still have my mute button, thank goodness. Lots to be excited about. So there's a few things I want to get done this weekend. We've got, well, I mean, the number of free games that I keep coming across, it just keeps increasing. So now I've actually had to start being a little picky. Crazy, I know, but I've had to start being a little bit picky on free games that I've picked up. Because there's so many of them that it's just not possible that I'm going to be able to get through them all. You know, and I still have the games that I've actually paid for that I want to get through as well. So much to do. Much to do. I've also made some changes to the playlist. I did have Into the Breach on the playlist by Ben Prunty. Unfortunately, Ben Prunty's music can have some troubles. When it comes to copyright things, and of course I don't want to steal anybody's work. That is not my intention to steal anybody's work. It's just that I want to share the amazing music that I've listened to in various different games. So I'm sure many people are well aware of Ben Prunty's work. I've decided to remove it from this playlist. I will still, certainly at some point, I'll get to Into the Breach, because I know there's been some updates since last I played it so long ago. There's been some updates to it that I haven't seen yet, so I will end up playing that on stream, but I'm just not going to have that music on this playlist. So, but other music, I'll still keep. It'll come and go. The playlist will be curated as time goes on. It'll get better, I hope. It'll get better. I have finally removed some of the extra pieces that I didn't want to come across, and notably I added Banished to the playlist, which many people seem to have played Banished and love it. I did enjoy it quite a bit some time ago. Maybe I'll come back to that one day, but I did sort of figure out how the resource chains work in that game. Like, I very much figured that out, so it's less interesting to me now than it was before. Back at the time, whoopsies, was not paying attention to that at all. So, anywho's, there's, a few things that I want to get done this weekend. I'm in a recording mode. I have uploaded recently some Dungeon Siege 2 long videos, like hours long. I think the shorter videos might just be a better format for what I'm working with right now. It's not to say that I won't get carried away. I think maybe I just won't be quite so... I'm not sure. I plan to not be quite so strict with myself on exactly how long I make my videos, but I do also want to sort of cut them at regular intervals because it makes them a little bit easier to get through a bit at a time. Because I know for myself, I mean, I don't mind watching long-form videos, but many people probably just want to find the good parts, or don't have time to play a video and keep playing that video again and again and again. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. It might depend on the game. It might depend on what I'm doing or how I'm feeling. But certainly I will mention that uploading a 7.5-hour video of Dungeon Siege, while it's fun, takes a long time. So it is a little bit easier to upload shorter pieces at a time. Just easier to keep things going that way. We'll get there. At some point we'll find some balance of exactly what I want to do. And most importantly, I mean, the end goal is to be live as much as I can, as often as I can. Not that I don't have a life outside of this, but that sort of is the goal, to live stream as much as I can. Like, I mean, if I could make this into a full-time job, that's exactly what I want to do. Might take a while to get there. Might take a while to get there. Probably will take a while to get there. Might never get there. But I'm still having fun with it. I'm happy to share good music like this from Dark Rain. Like, Dark Rain was a huge part of my childhood. I will probably touch back on it at some point, because every time I hear this music, it gets me excited. Like, I love it. It's such a good moody soundtrack. I absolutely love it. And again, if anybody ever has a problem with any of the music that I play, you know, I'm happy to adjust the playlist depending on what all those big important people out there want and how they want their content shared or not. You know, if it turns out that I can only share some music, such as Into the Breach, through playing the game itself, then that's what I'll do. But I am very happy to play music like this, even outside of the game in question. Don't get me wrong, Dark Rain is a wonderful game. It does, however, feel a little bit dated. If you get a chance to play it, I do recommend it. The campaign is actually quite fun. I do have a playlist of the campaign of Dark Rain and the expansion for it, the Shadowhand, Rise of the Shadowhand. However, it does feel... What? Okay, I mean, that's like the slightest difference in color ever. I don't even know if you can tell the difference between 27 and 28, but whatever. Anyways, I do recommend playing Dark Rain if you ever get the chance to. If you're an RTS, real-time strategy kind of person, I do recommend it very much. It's, for the time that it was made, very well made, I think. However, be aware that if you're used to newer RTS games that have been programmed more recently, Dark Rain can show its age. So, alright, well, I'm starting to get the idea that this might be some kind of sunset scene. is what I'm seeing here. That could very well be the case. As usual, if you have any guesses on what we're looking at, feel free to make your guesses. Feel free to make your guesses. The sooner you make your guesses, the more you get to brag about how you got it right. But in the end, I invite you to open up your own coloring book, however that is, wherever that is. Open up your own coloring book and join me for a little bit while we listen to some music. While we listen to some of the amazing music that, some that I've played myself, I admit, not on stream, and some, more importantly, that we have enjoyed together here on this channel. Wall World is definitely one that I would like to get back to soon. I may in fact touch that this weekend. We'll see. We will see. But unless there's something else for me to do this weekend, unless something else comes up, I have a lot of available streaming time, so we'll see how that goes. You know, I just realized that of all the changes in DPS that I made, or DPI I should say, damage per second. My mouse has damage per second. Silly me. In all the changes of the DPI, dots per inch, as they say, change of the mouse speed that I made, I actually didn't, I'm using the regular one that I normally use already. Right. Silly me. I adjusted things so that I do have a faster speed than what I'm using now. In fact, this is what it was. Previously, this was what I was using for my regular browsing, and then I was using a slower speed for other things like coloring. Now I'm just using the slower speed, kind of a little bit in between where it was before. You know, it feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. Now this is, whoops, now this is some good music right here. This here is, I'm a Zerg player in StarCraft, so this is some good music for me. Brings back some good memories. It may... Oh, okay. Clearly this is not set up how I was expecting it to be. Let's see now. What other news do I have to tell you? So besides the fact that we had work done around the house, which sort of prompted me to rebalance my audio, because I had to actually touch my gain on my microphone. Besides that, I've also been preoccupied with, I started drawing. I've been inspired recently. As you know, I actually found someone to talk to, but shh, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. It's a bit of a surprise. I've started working on some artwork. Wild, I know. Will I show it to you later on stream? Maybe. Maybe. Or maybe not. I don't know. But I have recently been drawing. Yeah, it's possible if I scan it into the system here, then I might actually show it to you. I don't know. I've been inspired. Seeing as I've been enjoying coloring recently. It's a nice way to start a stream. It's a nice way to end a stream. It's just a nice way to chill out when watching a show or anything. It's just a nice way to spend some time by coloring. That got me thinking about drawing as well. And admittedly, I got a little bit of inspiration by said person I've been talking to recently. So hopefully it turns out well. I still have a bit more work to do on it. Drawing some new things that I've never drawn before. I'm rather excited about it. Just been having a good time lately. A good time. I'm happy to share that with you. I'm very happy to share that with you. I can only hope that what I'm doing here can provide a little bit of joy in your day. Because, you know, there's a lot of junk going on in the world. There is a lot of junk going on in the world, and I'm happy to be a place of comfort and peace where we can all just hang out together and be happy for a little bit instead of having a fight and argue and all that. Nobody likes that. Unless we're playing a game where the point is to fight. But that's a game, not real life. Not certain how much I like the Graveyard Keeper music at this point. Not certain how much I like that right now. I mean, it's good in-game, fitting in-game. Do I consider it some of the best music we've listened to? I mean, so far, we don't have a lot to choose from. So, tough to say. Tough to say. It is possible as more music is added to the playlist, as more games are played, it is possible that it might not stick around. So enjoy it while you can. Enjoy it while you can. Enjoy it while you can, and hopefully you're enjoying the new audio setup that I have. I'm certain that I'm quite hearable, even more hearable than I was before, thanks to the sidechain audio ducking that I set up. It was actually kind of fun to work on that, though it did take a couple days to balance everything properly. But now I should sound even better than I did before, though mostly the same. things like this shouldn't be too much of a problem. That would have been quite a bit of an extra sort of vibration previously, and with the changes that I've made, a lot of the very low extra rumbling that happens in the microphone should be nearly eliminated. Nearly eliminated. Whoopsies. All right. Okay, well, that was a big section that we did right there. Now's a good time to take a step back and see if you have any more guesses, any better idea of what this is. It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. I'm going to head on down here to the bottom. I see an area of 12s down here that I'd like to tackle. It seems okay. Ah, this is a Dwarf Fortress. I haven't yet gotten into Dwarf Fortress. I've touched it a very little bit. But, I mean, as soon as it came out on Steam, I knew that I had to get it. It's been around for such a long time. And now that it's, like, essentially been remade with actual graphics, it's just... and music, it's beautiful. The soundtrack is one of my favorite pieces or bunches of music ever. It's just so satisfying to listen to. I've said this before, the difference between a 1-2 and a 1-3, it can be a little tough to spot if you're not taking enough time to look. Oh my goodness, see? See, the single digits are pretty easy to recognize. But when you're seeing a sea of numbers here, a 2-digit number, both of them starting with a 1, your brain just sort of doesn't really look hard enough. Unless you actually make yourself look. I'm just looking to see if there's any 12s that I missed back there. I don't think so. I don't think so. Too close. Too close. Something about an acoustic guitar that... I don't know why. Just something about an acoustic guitar that just really, really satisfies me. I don't know why. I don't know where that came from or when. It just is. It just is. It just is. Oh yes, what are other things I want to tell you about? I do have a follower goal. I did set up a follower goal. I'm sure I mentioned it last time I was live. But I now have a follower goal for 200 followers. Over the years of streaming inconsistently, I've certainly gained a few followers over time. So it is very possible that many of the followers I have are not active anymore, or not active often. Certainly could be, and that's okay. That's okay. But I do have a follower goal of 200 followers that we're very close to. Only 3 away at the moment. Cool. Very cool. We'll get there. I don't really have anything planned for hitting that. Follower goal. I mean, at this point, it's definitely a milestone I'd like to hit. That'd be pretty neat. But I don't really have a plan for it. So, if you show up and decide that you do want to follow my stream, or even subscribe on YouTube, if you're watching this in the future, then if you have any suggestions, let me know. Let me know. I mean, as of right now, I'm just gonna, once I hit that, I'm just gonna be very happy that I hit that. Because that's pretty cool. You know, a little bit of validation, which would be pretty neat. But, I mean, again, for the most part, I'm really just doing this for fun. Really doing this for fun, with a slight hope that maybe one day, just maybe one day, this could be my full-time job. Not specifically just coloring. I'm sure at some point I'll find a game that is a little more popular than coloring pixels. But I do enjoy having something like this, something nice and peaceful that we can enjoy, and it gives me some time to just sort of talk for a while. Not that I don't have time to talk during any other games, of course I do. I have plans, hopes, dreams that this weekend I can knock out a couple of those free games that keep getting added to the list and make some more progress on something else as well. Very likely that we're going to play some Dungeon Siege 2 again. Nearly at the end of the... I was going to say I'm nearly at the end of the second difficulty in my Archers Only campaign, though I guess I'm in the expansion now, so... But, I mean, I am certainly at a point where we've hit a power level there where we can just sort of keep on going and making more pin cushions along the way. It's quite fun. Now, of course, I could play something newer. Could do something a little bit newer than Dungeon Siege 2. Though, to be fair, every time I play it, it seems like someone drops in and is pleased about it, so... Yeah, there's a lot that I hope for, a lot that I would like to get done. I just have to find the time to do it. Just have to find the time to do it. So, and as long as I have nothing else going on, every once in a while I get a weekend break. As long as I've got nothing else of importance going on, I may as well do this for you. Because I like you. Even if you never talk, it's just nice having you here. So thanks for dropping in. Now, I will warn you. Like I mentioned earlier, I did find someone to talk to recently. I did find someone to talk to recently who, well, let's be honest, it's not often you find a good person who likes to talk, who's interested in communicating. It can be difficult to find nowadays. People who you sort of vibe with, get along with, on the same wavelength as you. It doesn't always happen. We now live in a world where a lot of the technology that we have to allow us to talk to each other instantaneously also leads to making it more difficult to find real connections with people. So, I will admit that I'm not going to let that pass by. If someone needs my help, or someone just wants to hang out and talk for a while, whatever. That's important to me. Just like when my kids are here, I'm never going to be streaming unless it is my full-time job. I'm never going to be streaming while my kids are here. You know? While they're here, they are number one. As much as I like you, and believe me, I do, there are some things, some people that are just more important than work or hobbies. Oh, Age of Wonders. This is from Age of Wonders. I really should add the composer's name to my list. At some point, I might add a display along the bottom here, somewhere. I might add a display of what song is currently playing. I don't know yet. But I really should add the composer, Michael Vanderboss. It's gonna bother me. Age of... Michael Vandenboss. You made amazing music. This, again, is another one of those tracks, another one of those things that is basically one of those defining musics of my childhood. Like, I spent a lot of time playing Age of Wonders when I was younger. And at some point, when I find the time, I will share that with you as well. There's just so many things that I feel like I want to do, a lot of fun little challenges that I want to make for myself for a lot of games. It's hard to find time to do them all. More specifically, it's hard to find the energy to do them all. Sometimes, particularly because I work in customer service, I'm just exhausted afterwards. It's another reason why I haven't been live for a little while, because the first week of the month is always really busy. It's always really busy. I mean, I think I have to say at this point, my guess is becoming more firmly some kind of sunset scene with this sort of looks like it could be a river in here. Could be. That is pretty firmly my guess at this point that we were looking at, some kind of sunset. With like a reflection on the water and everything. Reminds me of a painting I made once upon a time. Quite some time ago. Wish I still had that. I don't actually know what happened to that painting. I do need to make a little bit of time to do some cleaning this weekend. I've got a bit of spring cleaning I have to do as well. But besides that, so far, I'm pretty much free. Couple things to do. Go on a bike ride. Take the dogs to the dog park. But so far, mostly free this weekend. So we should be getting a few things done, is the hope. Or started, or worked on, or whatever. It's a Protoss. This is a Protoss soundtrack. Or track, I should say. From StarCraft. The last time I played the original StarCraft was quite some time ago, before I had any idea of how to think about any proper idea of how to think about a real-time strategy game. I have more ideas now of what to do. And of course I should, you know what, fine. If you're just gonna intersperse those extra numbers in there, then fine. I will color over them and I'll fix them later. Pretty much fine with that as long as I'm not coloring ones that I've already colored in. Yes, I know. I could change my settings so that I can't uncolor things in the wrong color, but I like having to be a little bit accurate. I don't mind coloring over things by mistake that shouldn't be colored yet. But things that have already been colored, I mean, clearly that's not the right. See? Clearly. That's just me going too far. Anyways, I do want to get some... plan to get some StarCraft 2 again in this weekend. I had a buddy to play some games with, but they sort of went like radio silent, so yeah, it's fine. That's fine. It does seem like there's a few of you out there who enjoy the StarCraft content. It is a rather popular game, of course, so we'll make some more of that for sure. And at some point, when I'm done with the rest of my... when I'm done with the single-player content that I'm currently working on in other games, most notably, currently, Dungeon Siege 2, I will get into the campaign for StarCraft 2 and StarCraft 1 as well. I would like to try my hand at some StarCraft 1 multiplayer. I'm sure I'll get absolutely demolished and I'm sure you'll enjoy watching that. Though for the most part, I don't have any plans of being a competitive, any kind of like professional competitive gamer. I mean, streamer, absolutely. It's sort of always been a bit of a dream of mine to be a radio broadcaster, and you know, I feel a little late to that party. I could still take some training for that if I wanted to, but honestly, this is kind of like radio broadcasting, but better. You know, if you think about it. This is kind of like radio broadcasting, but better. Because not only do I get to choose what I want to broadcast, but also it's a little more interactive, engaging in what exactly I'm doing. And not just talking. I mean, I do like talking, but there's some times when I just don't really want to talk. I like the idea of working for myself. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why I would want this to be a full-time affair, if possible. There's a lot of reasons, such as my current my current living conditions between me and my kids. It would make it a lot easier for me to see my kids whenever I want, whenever they're here. You know? It's pretty important. Be a lot easier for me to help my parents whenever they need something. Wouldn't be stuck sitting at a desk arguing with people who can't understand me. I'd be able to come and go pretty well as I please. Though, of course, if I were doing this full time, I would be here as consistently as possible for you. Once I finish this little section down here, I'll take another step back and we'll take another look. And we'll see how it's coming along. So far, I'm enjoying the color palette very much. Here we go. That looks really nice. That's clearly water. Water at sunset. Here's that reflection of the sun itself, I'm sure. I'm sure. Is the March of the Halflings? No, it's through hostile territory. I want it to be March of the Halflings. I want that to be the title of this, but it's not. Why am I thinking that one? This is probably one of the ones that I used to hear often. I mean, I started out playing the demo because it was on a demo disc. Oh. Did you know, once upon a time, games came on discs? Not only that, but you could, I don't know where my brother got them from, but he had just discs. He had just cases upon cases of discs. You know, the kind of collections of discs you would imagine like someone to have for music to listen to. Only it was just demos of games. That's sort of how it all started. As I found these demos and I wanted to play them. So, boy, you can bet that I looked at whichever ones I could and installed what I could find and played them. And now I have the same kind of collection of my own, only real games, not just demos. Well, I mean, demos are real games too, but like real full games. Many that I've purchased because I know that they look good and I want to play them. But of course, over the years, I've been caught up with having a family and not quite having as much time to do things that I wanted to do as I thought I would have. Which has led to I have this big collection of things that I haven't touched. So, believe me when I say, this is only the beginning. This is only the beginning of StormcrowOne. Even if it's only a lifelong hobby of mine, this is only the beginning. There will be more. Much more. Because, I mean, while I could play these things all by myself, I want to share it with you. I want to share the happiness, the fun, the joy of playing games together. Especially in times like these when people will fight about anything. Right? Am I right? Oh, there's a 6 in here. I guess that fits. That does make sense. Huh. Whoa. 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 That, first of all, is amazingly... Wow, that's sensitive. And I did not know that that existed. Until now. Really? Really? Wow, there's no limit to how far out I can go? Wow, okay, well, cool. Sorry. I'll stop playing with the camera now. I had no idea. I had no idea. Now I do. Oops. Went a little low there. Well, there's some more 9s here before I switch colors. There's another 6 right in here. Very good. Very good. Alright, let's finish this stuff down here. Looking really nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, that's like some black hills for definition. For shape. Very cool. Excellent. So, I mentioned earlier that I added Banished to the playlist. This is from Banished. Wow, it's been a while since I've heard these. I admit, I thought about Banished today and added it to the playlist. Knowing that it would be good. It's been a while since I've heard these though. Brings back more memories. I love it. for anybody who doesn't know, because it's not actually the easiest thing to find out there, the composer was Joseph Hodorowitz. I believe that's how you pronounce that. Joseph Hodorowitz. It's a good soundtrack. It is. Ugh. Oh, it's awful. Now that I think about it, I thought it was bad enough that I have this big collection of games that I've spent a lot of money on over the years. And recently, with the fact that I'm now making my own playlist of my favorite musics. Oh boy, I'm going to be spending money on game soundtracks too. My goodness. But you know, I have high hopes. High hopes that one day there will be a return on investment, so to speak. That all of this work will be, all of this money will be well worth it. Whoops, that wasn't the right number either. There we go. Took me a moment, but I got there. So good. It's so good. That's so good. And back into Dwarf Fortress again. Which currently, I believe, is my favorite soundtrack of all of them, I think. Then again, every time I hear anything from Dark Reign or Now Banished, oh, I don't know if I can pick just one favorite. I do have one favorite song for sure, which is Strike the Earth, and that is definitely from Banished. Nope, that is definitely from Dwarf Fortress. That is the favorite, without a doubt, at this point. Personally. There's a lot of others as well that we will discover together. Did I miss any? I don't think so. Look, I mean, what's the point? What's the point? First of all, yes, don't get me wrong, it is fun. It is fun to have different numbers to color, but can you see the difference between these two colors? Between 23 here and 17 here? Can you see that? I don't really think there is a difference. Don't get me wrong, it's fun. But there is a part of me that wonders, do other people actually see that much of a difference? I'm pretty sure it's not just my screen. Like, I'm pretty certain this game is free. I encourage you, go get it. Go find it on Steam. Go find it on Steam. And you color this as well, or any other one. And tell me, do you see the difference? Because I don't. I don't really see the difference. I know, terrible. Or maybe completely normal? I don't know. Oh look, some ones. Alright, is it time to tackle this river of fives down here? I think so. I think so. It's continuing to look beautiful, I think. I love it. What we've found here. I truly wish that I could make things like this myself. I do. It would be pretty cool. And I mean, I do find some time to draw and whatnot, but as for, you know, coming up with something like this, 'cause I mean, if you zoom out, it's a lot of pixels. It is a lot of pixels to plan out. I wish that I could come up with something like this myself. But I'll leave that to other people. Other people who have a bit more creative, artistic vision than myself. I'm happy to share their work, though. Like, whoever made this, amazing work. Amazing work. Whoever comes up with these things, they're just beautiful, really. Oop, I hit that minus button again. My goodness. That is so sensitive. So sensitive. Whoops. There we go. That's my hand positioning on the keyboard is just a little bit off. But boy, is that sensitive. My goodness. as well grab these while I'm here too, before I pan off somewhere else. Ah, yes, Wall World. Wall World, the first game that I really chose to stream on this new channel, reworked channel. Yes, I've tried to stream previously under a different name. And, yeah, you know, just things didn't quite work out. So I rebranded, of course, to StormcrowOne. Because I like it. I wanted to be something. Truthfully, previously, I was Damon Virus, and I'll be honest, nobody wants to go search for a virus, right? You know, that did cross my mind, that people probably don't want to search for a virus, regardless of the reference to reboot. If you don't know, I figure people probably don't really want to search for a virus. You know, kind of has negative, that word kind of has negative connotations when you're spending a lot of time online, right? So, now I'm StormcrowOne, because storms are kind of pretty to watch. And I like birds. And I figure, who wouldn't like to be, I mean, who doesn't like to cozy themselves up into a little nest, right? Who doesn't like that? So this here is my nest of content, my online nest, where you're welcome to come join me anytime you wish. I try to keep things on the more calm side. I generally do not like to shout and scream in any games that I'm playing. That being said, for some reason I do have a number of horror games on my playlist, on my wish list, and I have added some free horror games to my library as well. I'm sure at some point I'll tackle those. Though, truthfully, I am a bit of a wimp, so I don't know if I will actually get to... When it comes to horror games, I'm a bit of a wimp. I don't know if I'll actually get to those or not. If, you know, if things turn out that way, that's a good plan, then I will. But even then, I will try not to scream. Because I still want this to be a mostly calm place. Most of the content that I do, I'll try to keep nice and calm. We might get a little competitive every once in a while. With things like StarCraft and other RTS games. But you know, with everyone living such busy lives these days, it's nice to just have some time to do something calm and collected, isn't it? Now, previously, the thought of doing this one all in one video would have been a little bit... Ooh. Time for boss fight. The thought of doing this one all in one video previously would have been unfathomable for me. But why stop now? I've got the time to do it. May as well do it. I don't want to leave you on that much of a cliffhanger. Yeah, we're gonna be hearing this soon, I'm sure. How can you not move to this? How can you not move to this? I mean, the base game was fun, I thought. Maybe a little short, but it was fun. And there's an expansion that I haven't even been to yet. So I may tackle that this weekend. We'll see. I don't know. I got a few things that I want to do. I still have Enyo Arcade that I've got some more I want to do in there. For some reason, I want to torture myself with that game. There are some achievements for beating that whole game without dying, like, once. And for some, I mean, I like platformers. I enjoy platformers. By no means do I consider myself some kind of pro, but kind of like platformers. That they're very... I mean, a platforming game, especially one that's made very well, and I think Enyo Arcade is made quite well. A platforming game is very much, you can tell what you're doing and what you need to improve at, you know? If you run into a trap and you die, well, you learn to avoid that trap. There's no chance to it. It's not like, oh, well, bad luck. So, though initially, the first time I tried it, I thought to myself, no, I won't do that. I won't torture myself that much with trying to get those achievements. You know what? They're actually kind of achievable. Some of them are anyways. There are a couple things in that game that I haven't quite figured out how they're possible yet. So that may take a little bit of research. I don't really generally prefer to try to figure things out on my own, but as of this point, there are a couple collectibles in that game that I have not figured out yet. So that may take some research. Bloom. Terran number 5. Did I really? Oh, because that's Terran number 5 from StarCraft 2. Right. I numbered them differently. Right. Of course. Now this is Terran number 2 from StarCraft 1. I do think the Terran music was probably the best music in both games. Oops. And of course, who wouldn't want the humans to have the best music compared to the ucky yucky aliens, right? But still, I choose to be a Zerg player. we are nearing the end. We're in that 90% range. We're nearing the end of this lovely coloring journey. We're soon going to find out what the actual title of this is, assuming there's an achievement for it, because I'm pretty sure there is one for almost every piece there is to color. After which I will take myself some type of break. It's important to take breaks every once in a while. Take myself some kind of break, and then we'll come back with something else. It is very possible that I may just spend the day tackling some free pieces until we're done with those. I don't know. I don't know yet. My childhood of thinking this game was so... StarCraft, I mean, it was so difficult and unfair. Now, I mean, it is difficult. It's by no means an easy game. But, I mean, I couldn't even beat the campaign way back. I don't really know if I'd be able to do that now either, but I'm going to try at some point. We'll try. So many exciting plans. So many exciting plans. And it's only going to get even better because of that new monitor that's coming. Should be here by Tuesday, I think. Should be here in about 4 days. So that'll be exciting. I'll have that to look forward to get set up, which for you may look exactly the same as what you're seeing now. For me, will be beautiful and will make streaming even more fun, and will also be, I don't know, it's just gonna be nice for a lot of things. So, yay excitement. Yay excitement. Seems like there's a lot of things that are going good at the moment. My hope is that 1 month from now, my goal is that 1 month from now, I hope to be even better than it is right now. Just gotta take things one day at a time. One day at a time. Nearly complete. 95%. 95%. All the music that we're hearing as we're playing this is giving me more ideas. Oh, beautiful. More ideas of other games that I should play, even if it's just for a little bit, so that we can you know, legitimately add that music to the playlist as something that we've seen on stream. And of course, I'm just imagining all these old games that I spent so much time with in my younger years. And now that I actually have time to get into more of these things, you know, now that I actually have some time to myself, something that I was missing for quite a few years. And there's a lot of these older games that I want to replay for the feels, of course. And there's a lot of these games that a lot of new games that I want to play that I had for a while, either because I saw them and I knew they'd be fun, or because basically because I saw them and I knew they'd be fun. There's quite a few things. Will they be popular? Will you want to watch them as I play them? I don't know. I'll still play them anyways, and I'll still share them anyways. Until eventually, we'll find some things that are more staples. There will certainly be some games out there that people enjoy coming to watch more than others. So we'll definitely get there. I'm certain one day I'll catch up with, you know, the more current goings-on, more current games, but I mean, we've got lots of time, right? We've got lots of time. And I encourage you to get familiar with anything from Age of Wonders. If you like that music, then, well, great. That is one of the very next things that I'm aiming to get going. I do have a little bit of that months ago, mind you, but I do have a little bit of that I've done. And it's always been a game that I've wanted to share. You know, I'm not real big on competing with other people, but truthfully, if people wanted to just play some Age of Wonders, I would. The biggest problem with it is that it's not a short game. I mean, even playing multiplayer in that game, it gets... If you've ever played a 4X game, they're big and there's a lot of decisions to make. Age of Wonders was kind of, you know, one of your first 4X games. It's a turn-based strategy game. Alright, here we go. Ready? Good, didn't miss any. Sunset at the lake. Awesome. I knew it was some kind of sunset. That is a very nice sunset. Well, excellent. That is all for now. For this piece. Thank you for joining me here at StormcrowOne. Oh, there's some birds. That's what those are. I'm going to take myself a break. It's very important to do that. Take a break, get some water. I'll be back later on with something. I'm not entirely sure what yet, but I'll be back. So, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time at StormcrowOne.